In the heart of Rehoboth, Delaware, there is a street not quite like any other. From its galleries, to its stores, to the residents, everything on Baltimore Avenue is unique. We spoke with Steve Elkins, the director of CAMP, a local community center located on the avenue.
Camp Rehoboth is the LGBT community center in the heart of Rehoboth Beach. My partner Murray and I started it in 1990 when there was a bumper sticker that said, "Keep Rehoboth a family town." We knew that was code word for sort of people worried about the gay and lesbian community. But we too want it to be a family town. But families come in all sizes, all shapes, and all orientations. CAMP is an acronym for Create a More Positive Rehoboth, and that's what we've tried to do.
We spoke with one business owner, Michael Odell, about why he believes Rehoboth has become more of a homosexual community.
Well, I think a number of things. From what I understand, Rehoboth has always been kind of like a gay destination, and I think over the years it's been getting stronger and stronger. And I heard recently that even there's actually more gay couples per capita in Rehoboth than there actually is in New York City, believe it or not, from what I understand. And I think that just seems to be the draw down here. And a lot more older gays are actually retiring down here because the economy is very good down here, that there's low taxes, property taxes, and there's no actually sales tax down here. So it's a good incentive for people to, especially for gay people, to move down here.
Historically, in the 1870s, Rehoboth was used as a Methodist meeting camp, similar to the one shown here. Local Bruce Clayton explains.
This is an example of what is known as a tent house. And back around the turn of the century, when the Methodists used Rehoboth Beach as a summer retreat town, they initially had tents that they would use to house themselves, and they realized that tents weren't really very practical, so they started constructing these very, very modest buildings. They're basically one-room houses to house the folks that came to Rehoboth Beach for the Methodist retreat. If you walk around the town of Rehoboth Beach, you can actually see that they still dot most of the streets in Rehoboth Beach. And on Baltimore Avenue, there are at least 3, and some of them are kind of hard to see because they have the porches and the additions and things like that. But once you get past all the additions, you can see the basic one-room structures.
Gallery owner Anita Pagini-Rabert spoke with us about how Rehoboth's extensive art history is the reason she became a full-time artist.
So I thought, okay, this is the time. This has a fabulous vibration. Rehoboth has a great history of great painters who moved here before the World War, and it also grew kind of, very interesting as a art colony over time. So I thought, this is it, I'm going to paint.
Steve Elkins makes a strong effort to ensure the safety of the community by reaching out to local officials.
One of the most interesting things I do every year is Rehoboth brings in anywhere from 25 to 30 summer police. These are usually college students that are in criminal justice, and they're to augment and to supplement the regular police force during the tourist season. Each spring, usually in April, I do a seminar with the incoming police to talk about the fact that the LGBT community is one of the largest minority communities that they'll be dealing with. Diversity training is a very important part, and it all started in '92 when there was a horrific gay bashing on the south end of the boardwalk.
We're standing in front of the Rehoboth Beach Patrol building, which is quiet now, but it is the center of beach activity in the summertime from Memorial Day through Labor Day. There is a patrol captain, it's a bunch of lifeguards.
The chief of police and I came together and said, we've got to do something about this and make sure that people know that it's not going to be tolerated in this great city. So we've been very successful. I always laugh. I said, we used to have some of the summer police, we'd ask if they even knew anybody that was gay or lesbian, and they'd sit like this and nobody raised their hand. Eventually they'd start raising their hand. 2 years ago, 2 of the officers raised their hand and said, well, I'm gay. And a third one raised his hand and said, well, I'm not gay, but I have two mothers. So it's a generational change. And we're really excited about a town that has room for all.
The business side of Baltimore Avenue continues to grow every year as these shops center around the community and unique individuals. Mike Odell explains.
The Chamber of Commerce and the City of Rehoboth has been very hard trying to push Baltimore Avenue as more of a shoppable place for people to come and find an assortment of products. I think they're starting to do a good job. They've been putting up nicer signs and trying to get the word out that people should come and shop here a little bit more and just get off of Rehoboth Avenue and see the other avenues that are around Rehoboth.
I like how eclectic it is, how it's all about small businesses. I like the fact that, the diversity. You know, we have people from all over the US, and it's also quite international.
Today, Baltimore Avenue is a wonderful street where many can escape from the hectic beach life and overwhelming tourism found on Rehoboth Avenue.